To tell me all about it. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining me today. So today our topic that we want to cover is athletes and how the Beef Commission and just beef in general can help fuel them for their athletic performance.
Sure. At the North Dakota Beef Commission, we have a great program called Powered by Beef. So we're working with athletes at the even grade school level, but high school and college level, to kind of remind them that it is important to pay attention to what they're fueling themselves with.
Yes, and I think it's very important because even, back in, not to make this about me, but in my high school days, like weightlifting was kind of, for women's sports, was like, you can if you want, sure. Acceleration, you can if you want. Now it's so much involved because they're working so hard. Nutrition needs to be just as big a part of the picture.
Right. And we have to remember that our student athletes are still students, which is their kids, so they're still growing, and we need to make sure that they're having all of the nutrition that they need to fuel their growing bodies and to be able to perform where they want to.
Yes, so can you tell me how can an athlete kind of structure their day around eating, or how can they incorporate beef into their plan?
Sure. It's important for our student athletes to eat a healthy, balanced diet, which includes 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can use beef at all 3 of those meals. Having beef for breakfast is a good way to start your protein intake, and then of course throughout the day you can also supplement it with snacks, including beef jerky and things like that.
Sure. So we were kind of talking earlier before we started here about how college athletes, they'll go to the cafeteria, they have a meal plan, but younger athletes, high school, grade school, their meal plan is their family. So
Right.
How do families kind of play an important role in this?
Working together to figure out what is good for the family, making sure that there's a meal plan for the whole family, especially with like high school athletic events or all the different kids sports that you can do now, making sure that you're not missing those meal times, or if you are at that exact time that you normally eat, making a plan for before and sometimes after to make sure that you're getting the calories, protein, etc. that you need for your body.
And that's a good point that you bring up, is the timing of the meals. Like we were talking again before about how kids are so busy these days. They'll wake up, they'll do weightlifting before school, and then sometimes they're not eating till lunch, and then if they have a game or practice afterwards, they're not eating until dinner.
Right.
So how important is it that athletes fuel throughout the day, and how can they do that?
It's very important for them to, obviously, and then keeping kind of a 30 grams of protein approach throughout the day, and then making sure that you're getting in your fruits and vegetables, whole grains also, but kind of sticking to a schedule and then modifying it if you need to because of a game or an unexpected activity, but kind of looking at your family's schedule of activities and planning your meals in advance so that it's not kind of a whirlwind and you miss a meal.
And so for those athletes that are maybe nervous about over-consuming, should that be a concern for them? Because like you said, they're growing, they're active. Like, is overeating a concern if you're paying attention to what you're putting on your plate?
It could be, but usually for the student athletes, they are working hard, expending a lot of calories. So making sure that they're having a plan in place to compensate for that usually has a good benefit.
Great. Oh, so you brought a couple treats in for us today. So how can you kind of explain what we have here and how we can mix and match the different types to make a good, healthy snack?
Sure. So one of the things we want to remember is that athletes that go to sports practice after school, they might not have something with them, so we want to have something easy to send with them to get them started in between that school and practice time. So we have the ingredients here for a beef jerky trail mix, super easy to mix together based on what your family or your kid likes, and then they can have it in their backpack or their sports bag or whatnot. So we have beef jerky. You can use whatever flavor profile you like, and then adding in some nuts, whole grains. So we have some granola here, and then dried fruit, could be cranberries, blueberries, whatnot.
Yeah, and I find, you can buy like the little trail mix packets, but doing it this way, you can customize it, make it something that you like, and probably more cost effective this way.
Usually, yes, you can buy it in bulk, and then just cut up the beef jerky to the sizes that you need, and then like you said, you can have good variety with it. You can make it individual really easy, or the kids can make it themselves.
Yes, wonderful. Well, Bridget, we are out of time, but where can we go to find more information?
Always go to our website, ndbeef.org, for additional information, recipes, tips, and tricks.
Wonderful. I've used a couple of your guys' recipes and they are wonderful.
Perfect.
Yes, thanks so much, Bridget. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back with more North Dakota.